NieR has amazing music. Amazing music. Amazing music. I don't know what's better, the story or the music, or the gameplay, or the artwork. It's all top notch. Absolutely amazing. All right. All right. Let's kick it off. We've got two episodes of NieR Automata to watch. We finished watching episode 6 last time. Yup, finished watching episode 6. So we've got episode 7, we've got episode 8, then we've got The Last of Us episode 9, and then we've got Naruto Shippuden. So lots of fun this week, and then next week we go back to the usual mix-up, which is NieR Automata, Naruto Shippuden, as well as JoJo. And then after JoJo, we watch the next anime. So let's enjoy our two episodes of NieR Automata. And then I hear that episode 9 is going to be delayed due to COVID. I mean, they delayed another episode of NieR Automata and then it came out like 2 weeks later. So I'm not particularly worried. It's just the time crunch. But I'd always rather wait an extra week or two instead of having a bad quality episode. So I'm completely fine with it. Perfect. Let's do this. One has to wonder, where the hell did he get this table? That's perfectly intact. It doesn't strike me like something that the machines would build. Alright, cool. We're all good. We're all good. And the followage command is also working. You know what I really like? I always say it, you get good music when you watch anime. But you know what I really liked about the closing theme? I was like, why did they choose this? Last week, with the Memories episode, it fit perfectly. It fit perfectly. Now the song makes sense. I mean, episode 1 to 5 with like 2B and 9S, it's like, eh. But then you see it with the Memories and the A2, and it's like, it hits. It's that a deer? It looks like a moose. I'm not an expert, but that looks like a moose. If you want low fuel efficiency, look up pandas. They have to keep eating all day or they starve. Because bamboo has so little calories that you spend all your energy eating it. Like, you want inefficient? Pandas. I eat twice a day. Wait till he finds out about the whole pooping thing. They have to poop? How much time does that take? They go to the bathroom how often? Why can't they just hold it in? It's worth a frickin' fortune. Am I the only one that can hear Emil from a distance being, I'll be right there! This is the most corporate thing ever. Like a mandatory sync-up meeting with absolutely nothing to discuss and then everyone talks about their weekend. Can you believe that people are getting paid for this shit? I had an hour-long meeting like 90 minutes ago, and everyone was talking about their weekend for 45 minutes. Why am I even there? God damn it. Wouldn't it be awesome if they did the mission about lost memories? With the girl with the red cape or the cloak? That would be an amazing episode. You know, you have to admit, the fact that they put this bus here by these streets is the exact same position as in the game. This makes me happy. It makes me happy. The animators actually played the game and know the layout. This makes me very happy. Okay, whose fucking idea was it to create a robotic fish? What is this? Why? Who decided to spend resources on creating metallic fish? And why? What was the purpose? Oh, we're going to the Forest Kingdom. I think the machine read a little too much into the whole bowing thing. You're not supposed to smash your head in the floor. You know, Yoko Taro fucking does that on the floor at Square Enix. Is that how Yoko Taro got the budget approved for 2B's ass? With the amount of polygons she has? That's what he did at Square Enix, just rolls all around the floor. And does that. He's like, I won't tell you the remainder of the story unless you give me $20 million to make the most polygons ever in a game. All dedicated to an ass. I'm not even joking. 2B's ass has more polygons than anything else in the game. In the history of gaming. That is like the most Japanese thing ever. I can't believe, like, how does his wife deal with this? So, in the anime version, Emil's not in it. So, Emil doesn't open the door. Instead, Pascal basically helicopters them in. Interesting. But I still feel kind of sad that Emil's not in this. But then at the same time, I can sort of understand that element of it. You know, this is actually really interesting because if you play the game and you go to the resistance camp, there's a robot there that has a damaged leg. And 9S is talking to the robot and he's like, what's going on? He's like, oh, I've got this bad leg, I can't walk. And then 9S is like, why don't you replace it? And then he says, I've replaced every other body part. This is the only piece of the original body that I have left. If I change this leg, I will no longer be myself. And then this whole existential question comes up of, okay, if every part is replaceable and you replace every part, are you still the same person? And it's like, shit. He's like, you make a good point. Shit. And you might be like, oh, okay, that's like not humans. I'm like, okay, let's use a car as an example. You replace everything over time. The windows, the doors, the seats, the engine. You've even replaced the chassis. Is it the same car? I forgot what called it. Remember they used sock or ship when things get replaced. The sock or ship? Nani? You know you're fucked when 2B's the one telling you to pipe down. 2B's like, keep your murder boner down, but keep your murder boner down. When two beasts telling you to put down your murder boner, you know you're fucked. I'd say it's an upgraded car. Definitely not exactly the same, but I'd say relative. Ah, but even if it's the same parts? Doesn't an upgrade imply an improvement for the original? Shouldn't you technically say the word repaired? NineS! Yes, ma'am. I love that the music is the same. Mwah! Aren't there supposed to be like 50 lookout soldiers here in synchronization that attack you? Nina sounds so racist to the machine life forms in Kiba, might say robophobic or maybe called machinophobic. Well, I mean, to be fair, Yoha exists to exterminate the machines, and Pascal is a machine, but Pascal doesn't want to fight. So 9S's programming is still telling him to kill Pascal. But Pascal doesn't engage him. So 9S is technically overriding his programming, which is to kill machines. So the fact that he still has that intent to kill him isn't unusual. You'd argue that some cars can no longer have parts be the same since they're no longer stock anywhere. I mean, true, but I'm using this as an example for a point. This is going to be really interesting because this is completely different from the game, but we also know that, shut your ears, children, if you haven't played the game, that A2 has been in communication with Pascal's village in the past. They know of her, but I think she's also done some trading with the resistance camp. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Because in the anime, we don't know if they know who A2 is. Because going by the memory, they haven't seen her since the mission on Pearl Harbor. So, yeah, we're going into uncharted territory. You see, this is kind of weird, because at this point in the game, you're the one killing the machines. But okay. You know, the attack was actually correct. Because when you have like a polearm like this, cut it. It's actually a very good technique. You know, this makes me wonder if this castle is from Drakengard. It probably is. It probably is. Raiden, have you been killing robots again? Nine S, this is how you get viruses. 256 years ago. Weren't we supposed to find a certain someone at the top of the castle? So version 1.1a is different from version 1.0. Interesting. That might mean that the ending to this anime might be very different from the game. I'm getting chills down my spine. So, for context, they basically took the memory chip of the king from the big robot and put it in the baby robot. But here's the thing, the robot isn't going to grow up. So you're the king, they took out your memory chip, they put it in a baby robot, they're like, yay, we will raise you to be our next king. And you're like the king in the body of a baby going, shit. I regret not thinking that this could be a possible outcome of my actions. I should have made my instructions a lot more clear. Fuck. But that was 4 hours ago. GG. I was gonna say, can't he just fly? Like, he could just, hello. 9S, you gotta lay off the oil, mate. You're heavy. Oh. Oh shit. I'm scared she's gonna die. Whoa! 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 Don't destroy him, please! Jesus Christ. Look how big that fucking bow is! It's massive! You know, I'm just expecting someone to drop in any second now. What? You just met him like 4 hours ago. What is this, Romeo and Juliet's? You can't just elope after meeting someone for 4 fucking hours. Pascal, you shouldn't be enabling this shit. You know, people are wondering why the divorce rate for people in the West is close to 90% within the first 5 years, but then robots are getting married after meeting each other 4 hours later. What the fuck do you expect? How did they even consummate the marriage? Well, that explains the oil leak on the floor. Oh, the throne room is that way. Okay, so that other place wasn't the throne room. It must have been on the other side, which isn't actually accessible in the game. Gotcha! Eh? The baby be like, let me out! I wanna fucking die! I've been in this body for 400 years! Sorry, 256 years. Not that that makes it any better. You know, that's like the biggest hell in the world. Just being trapped in a body where you can't do anything. But you're perfectly aware of everything happening around you and you can't communicate with the outside world. You're just trapped. I mean, at that point, put me out of my misery, please. Seriously! It's like, kill me! I wanna fucking die! I'm taking this as a screenshot. But, like, you get my point, don't you guys? It's like, what the hell? Oh, God. Alright, this is episode 7. So far, so good. Alright, and the hard drive's a bit laggy. Come on. Save it. Oh. 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 Where's the little snip? I did the snip. There is the snip. There we go. Perfect. Got the screenshot. Everyone knows what it means. Well, back in the day, they used to call this the byproduct of consummating the marriage. Nowadays, it's just an inconvenience. Was an inconvenience. You know, this kind of makes a better screenshot. I think I'll get more clicks with this. Because it's got more ass. People love to click on ass. Baby slaughter and no more child support. The baby's 256 years old, man. The baby's like, finally. So she was just like waiting there the entire time. You know, this is an even better screenshot. Like, she got here 4 hours ago. There's no way that she didn't find the king within an hour. She's probably been waiting there, you know, to drop in, to make an entrance this entire time. There's no way she wasn't. Well, the weapons have clearly improved. Ah, so that's how they folded the metal. Questionable actions? You wonder why she waited to kill the baby? She wanted to make an entrance. Because she knew more. Alright, think about it this way. I'll ask you this way. Do you know who got a lot of kills in World War II? Snipers. Do you know how they did it? They would wound someone. They wouldn't kill them, they would wound them. They would shoot someone in the leg. Then what happens? Someone comes to help them. Why did she leave the baby alive? Perfect distraction. But then for whatever reason, she's like, you're not machines. I'ma kill the baby. She would have gotten countless robots to just walk up to the baby and just kill them from behind. I think we have a post-credits. There's like, oh no, there's always a post-credits. It's like the, yeah, there's always a post-credits. Uh-huh, multiple endings. Pascal class? A2 destroyed Pascal. Pascal's death led to the collapse of his village and its residents went out of control, resulting in the elimination of all androids on Earth. So apparently part of the planet never gets sunlight and has a giant dragon there. Okay, there's something I gotta find. Because I actually enjoyed the detail that they had here. Here it is. I kind of like that they did this properly. This. Different types of Japanese sword blades, steel construction. Different blacksmiths make Japanese blades differently. And I liked that the anime actually had this. I kind of like it. There it is. See? Take a look at that. And take a look at the folding. And then, take a look at this. Looks similar, doesn't it? But yeah, you're absolutely right. The folding is how they make the blades tougher, but it's also how they use less metal to make a strong blade. Because unfortunately, the materials that they need to make katanas wasn't plentiful in Japan. So they had to make do with a very limited supply. And so they had to fold it. They had to become, much more experienced and a lot better at using a limited resource. They didn't waste anything. They just didn't have that much metal, to use. So that's what you got this. It's really good. I like the fact that the detail is here. I fucking like it. It's completely unnecessary. It could have been a solid piece of metal and 99% of the audience wouldn't know the difference. But that fucking 1% of the audience that does notice this is like, yes! Oh, God. I sound like such a geek right now, but fuck off. Alright? I do martial arts, I did kendo, I have katanas, I'm allowed to appreciate shit like this. Because it matters! Alright? Makes a difference. So this is why I like this game. This is why I like this story. This is why this anime is really good. They pay attention to detail. And they need the proper techniques because blades like these can break a lot of the time. Well, you need to forge it correctly. It's very difficult to forge correctly. Like, unbelievably difficult. I was watching, I highly recommend you watch documentaries on how blacksmiths in Japan create katanas. The process is insane. You're going to spend more than 40 hours awake to do it. Because you need to make sure the temperature of the flame in the furnace is correct. You pull it out at the right time. There's so much involved. Even the amount of metal that you use, the type of metal that you use, you have to get this all right. And if you fuck up anywhere, the blade is compromised. It's not going to be as good as it could be if it was done properly. So there's so many steps where things can go wrong. And you've got families that through generations pass down this knowledge, Like great-great-great-great-grandfathers taught their great-great-great-great-grandsons and so on and so forth. And this knowledge is just passed down through the generations. It's a process. They're artisans. They know what they're doing. It's not just something that you can just build a factory and automate. There's a certain level of expertise required that's not easy to replicate. You can't just jot it down in a book, 20 grams of sugar, 50 grams of salt. It doesn't work like that. Let's take a little break and watch the next episode. I love this anime. They're doing a freaking great job. They're doing a great job.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun size, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.